I spent months restoring that cabin. Every nail, every board, done by hand. It wasn't just a house. It was history I brought back to life. 150 years old. That's what the record said. And now it finally stood strong again. Exactly the way it deserved. Out here, there were no rules. No HOA. No nonsense. Just land, trees, and silence. Or at least, that's what I thought. Until I heard sirens. Loud, fast, and way too many for something normal. That's when things change. 5 patrol cars. Officers everywhere. For a second, I thought something really bad had happened. The lead officer walked up to me. "Sir, we got a complaint about illegal property occupation." I blinked. Illegal? What? Then she showed up, like she owned the entire forest, pointing straight at me. "This is the man," she said. "He's trespassing. He stole this property." She didn't hesitate, didn't even question herself. I just stood there, trying to process what I was hearing, because none of it made sense, not even a little. The officer turned to me. "So, do you have proof of ownership?" And that's when I realized this was about to get interesting. I walked back to the porch, opened the old metal box, and pulled out something I always kept close, just in case something like this happened. The deed wasn't new. It was old, older than any HOA document she could ever bring, and way more powerful. The officer took his time reading, line by line. Every detail mattered now, and the silence was loud. Karen rolled her eyes, like this was all a waste of time, like she already knew the outcome. She didn't. Then his expression changed. Subtle, but clear. That moment when truth hits, and nothing can stop it. "So, this property is legally yours." Simple words, but they carried weight. A lot of it. Karen froze, like her brain refused to process it. This isn't possible," she whispered. But it was. I didn't smile, didn't celebrate, because this wasn't about winning. It was about truth. She grabbed her phone, dialed fast, voice shaking now. She needed backup. "You filed a false report." The officer's tone changed, more serious, less patient. "My son owns this," she snapped. "This was his inheritance." Her voice cracked, and now the real story began. That caught my attention. Inheritance? Now that was new and interesting. This land was promised to my son. Years ago, we were told it would be ours. She was desperate now. Promise, maybe, but never owned. And in law, that makes all the difference. The paperwork didn't lie. No mention of her. No mention of her son. Just my name. She read it herself this time. Slower, more carefully, hoping to find something, anything. Even the officers could tell. This wasn't going her way. Not even close. And everyone felt it. I let her process it. Didn't interrupt. Because sometimes reality needs a moment to sink in. Her shoulders dropped, the fight fading away, and in its place, regret. The chaos settled. No more shouting, no more control, just truth standing there. The officer started writing, everything documented, because this was now official, and Karen knew what that meant. This wasn't just embarrassment anymore. This had consequences, real ones. I picked up my tools, because life goes on, even after moments like this, especially after moments like this. She stepped toward me again, slower this time, careful with her words, very different from before. "What happens now?" No anger, no orders, just a question. "That depends," I said, "on what you do next, because choices have consequences." She looked at the ground, thinking, replaying everything, trying to find a way out. The forest didn't care. It stayed quiet, like it had for 150 years, watching people come and go. The officers wrapped things up. No arrest today, but warnings were given, and lessons learned. Karen stood there alone. No control left, no authority, just reality. And me? I went back to my cabin, because that's where I belonged. Always did. The cabin stood strong, better than ever, like it knew it was finally home again. She drove off slowly. One last look behind her, at what she thought was hers, but never was. And just like that, the noise was gone. The peace returned, exactly how it should be. I sat on the porch, watched the sun go down, thinking about everything, and smiling just a little. Some things are worth fighting for, not loudly, not angrily, but firmly. That night, everything felt right again, like the land itself had taken a deep breath, because in the end, ownership isn't about words. It's about proof, and I had it. She thought it was her son's inheritance. But truth doesn't follow assumptions. It follows facts, and facts don't lie. And that 150-year-old cabin, it's still standing, still mine, and now everyone knows it. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy HOA stories. And tell me, where are you watching from? Globe showing America's fire.